I would have been 2, 4, 5, 6.
State of the Save returns with another bonus episode. It's a bonus episode weekend, boys and girls. Michael, we're here to talk about Mortal Kombat II, the movie.
not Mortal Kombat 2, the arcade game. I took 10 pages of notes on frame timing and how the AI cheats, mostly how the AI cheats.
The AI cheats. We have a story about that we'll talk about here in a second, but yeah, no, it's not just, my notes just say finish him. No, fun fact, we were in a cabin on vacation last year and played some Mortal Kombat, and you came to me and told me, you're like, Mortal Kombat 2 cheats. It cheats a lot. And I'm like, yeah, it does. It's not fair at all. They have one of those like cabinets like you can buy now. That's like the
arcade
retro cabinet. Yeah. Has a bunch of different games on there. Mortal Kombat 2 though does hold up. It holds up.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it's a great game. No, we're here to talk about the movie and other assorted video game facts. We went and saw it last week. Have some thoughts. We did a show on the Farce movie back. Oh my God, Michael! I went back and looked at what year that was. It was 2022, I think.
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Oh my
5 years ago was when that movie came out. Feels like a lifetime ago.
It is a lifetime ago, Michael. We made a joke when we brought the show back that this is like the season jumps, you know, in TV shows, like season 5 that jumps like 10 years in the future or whatever. And I went back, I'm like, look at us with like hopes and happiness. We didn't know what was coming down the line. But no, I think definitely go back if you want to get a refresher before going to the movie theaters and checking out Mortal Kombat 2, because spoiler here, I think it's worth going and seeing. I had a good time.
I thought it was a great movie. We'll talk more about it as we go. But
Michael, let's do some assorted video game talk. Let's first off, we do need to also plug RPG Summer continues to be going on. If you don't know what that is, we have put up it's like a suggestion box, correct?
Yeah,
where you can go on and suggest an RPG to play. For this summer, we're going to do a big RPG as the focus of our summer event. We have a ton of suggestions, a ton of cool suggestions too. Me and Michael has been going through, well, mostly Michael. I've been listening to Michael and checking him out. We're going to announce that halfway through our Last of Us game club, which will be started next week. I guess we'll record that. So go on in there. You still got a little bit of time to make suggestions, and we'll do the grand announcement and how we're going to break it up and this, that, and the other. So go check that out and add your suggestions if you haven't already. Michael, any other housekeeping we need to do before the jumping into conversations?
That's it for housekeeping.
Right on. Michael, how's things been going in the video game world? What you been doing, man?
So things have been going good. I really haven't had the opportunity to get a new game. So what I've been doing is I've turned my attention to the backlog. And I have, in the past week, wiped out 2 games, and I am working on a third.
It always feels satisfying.
Yeah, I'm almost to the end of that third one. So now I'm just in the mode where I don't even want new games. I'm just going to go boom, 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 knock them out one at a time. And the first one I knocked out was a game I've been chipping away at since the beginning of the year on my Switch 2. Kunistu-Gami, Path of the Goddess.
You suggested this to me a couple weeks ago because I've been on such a Capcom kick.
Yeah.
And this is a Capcom game. How are you feeling?
Did
it live up to expectations?
Yes, it's PS2 era Capcom,
which is
vibes here, where it's like it's very PS2 coded in a lot of senses. Mostly, we're gonna take an idea and base the entire game around this idea, and then about halfway through, we're gonna start playing with things, throwing wrenches in that idea, twisting it up, doing some twists so that the idea doesn't get stale. You build that foundation with making it work in the first half, and the second half is all about like really testing your limits of that. So Kunistu-Gami Path of the Goddess is a game about, there's this mountain in like ancient Japan that has been riddled with demons. A bunch of portals with demons rifts are opening up and causing trouble on the mountain. So the goddess descends from the heavens to go and purify the mountain. And it is you, the protector of the goddess, who has to go around and carve a path in these levels. It's a level-based game. Carve a path in these levels straight through, or some of them have like branching paths to where the portals are, and protecting the goddess. So it's a little bit of like an escort tower defense / real-time strategy game, because during that you're going through these like desecrated areas and purifying them and freeing the villagers. Once you free a villager, you have the option to assign them a class, be it like a warrior, a pikeman, an archer, a marksman, like a sumo wrestler, a shaman, which can heal your troops, a priest, which can protect your troops. I really like, I forget the name of this one dude who like can make a bubble that will just slow enemies in that bubble to get them like to keep them from like getting to the goddess faster, because it's all about like protecting the goddess as she moves through. During the day she's moving, during the night that's when you take all your units, you're moving them around the battlefield, you're finding a good spot for them. The gameplay for you is standard meat and potatoes hack and slash.
Yeah, so
you got your light attacks, you got your heavy attacks, you got your blocks, you can upgrade to like if you time it right, you can do like a parry. So all of those sort of come together to like these weird mishmash of ideas into this game, and it's a lot of fun.
It's like a more active tower defense where you're physically on the battlefield also doing things as well of assigning units and such.
Remember Toy Soldiers?
Yes, I do remember Toy Soldiers. That's a good game.
It's like that, but a hack and slash.
That's a good game. Man, that is a real good game. If you guys don't know what that is a
one of the classic like Xbox Live arcade games.
They also had Toy Soldiers Cold War, I believe, which was the sequel, I believe, to it. Both of those games, very good games. But no, this you mentioned something at the beginning I want to kind of highlight. That's something that Capcom does very well when they come up with like a gimmick. Gimmick sounds bad, but you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
It's a gimmick to the game and then build the game around that one solid premise. Pragmata is that. With the hacking, it's built around this gimmick, and the game just kind of is about fiddling with the gimmick and adjusting it as things that go by. I remembered when you talked about it, I had to go back in my brain and find it. I remember this being shown at a Summer Games Fest a couple of years ago, and it was on my list of like every E3 season I make like a little like iPhone notes app thing of the games I see that I want to play, and I try to go back at throughout the year and see what has come out and like try to refresh my memory.
What's been canceled,
what got pushed. But it's more like it's good for the show because I use it usually to talk on here, but also, dude, there's so many video games coming out on rapid fire sometimes. It's good to be like, oh, you are interested in this one, like to draw the attention to it. Mm-hmm. And this one was on one of those lists. So I do kind of have already looked at it and decided it was something I wanted to play. I think I'll check it out and try to grab it on a sale because I am really on like a Capcom kick right now.
On a sale, or if it comes to Game Pass, that's one I highly recommend.
Yeah.
It's a great wind down play right before bed game. You can play for an hour, beat a level, do a boss fight, and then in between, you don't just go from like level to level. In between the levels, you go back to the places you've already been, and that's where you do upgrades to your bases. You take all the villagers and then set them to do like timed repairs of the village and everything. And some take like one mission to get the rewards from. Some take two. So you go back, then you get your upgrades. Then you do like 3 separate skill trees to get everything like all set, so you're ready for like the next level. So it's a great wind down game. The music is really serene. You can go around the village and pet like all the animals. You can pet like the chickens, the Shiba Inus, the goats, the cows, the pigs. You can pet every animal.
You can pet the animal, that's always a bonus. Like go pet the animal is a good time. Would you care for a Capcom related fun story?
Yes.
So Eric's a single man, and when you're a single man in 2026, occasionally you fall down the dating app ward. And on app today, lady had on her Hinge profile, I love Resident Evil. And so on Hinge, you respond to the specific thing on the profile. So I put on there, I love Resident Evil 2. Let's talk about Resident Evil. And she goes, yeah, I love Resident Evil, except I hate Resident Evil 1. I said, well, that's weird. Like,
surely you mean the DualShock version with the terrible music.
Yeah, I was like, well, I just finished the remaster or the remake of Resident Evil 1. I love that game. That game's great. And she went, no, that's the worst one. I hate that one. And so Eric, unmatched with this person with terrible opinions. So, guys, I
would dig deeper. I'm like, okay, what is the best? You love Resident Evil. Let's talk about the best of the series. Are you like 7, 8, and 9? Are you 6?
Listen.
Are you championing Revelations 2?
Listen.
I have to know.
A man's got to have standards. And this was my standard, apparently. I was like, this is a terrible opinion. And just skip right on by. Because Resident Evil 1 remake is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, Michael.
Did it move? We talked about when we did Requiem, it was relatively low in your ranking. How has it gone up higher ever since?
The
recent
recent playthrough probably made it go up a little bit. But like, I have such a high opinion of all those games that, you know, I even said in like the top 10 is really stacked for me. So it's like, 7 is still better than most video games on that list.
Yeah.
You know? So I think I would have to reevaluate. I still want to go back and do a Chris playthrough because I did a playthrough. My last playthrough was Jill. I think I need to go back and do a Chris playthrough, but it's just so much more inventory stuff because he's got a smaller inventory and you don't get the hacking. I mean the door unlocking with Jill.
The lockpick.
She gets the lockpick and Chris
Master of Unlocking.
Yeah, Master of Unlocking, don't you know? Chris just gets like the Lytle as his like default one. Yeah, but that was a terrible opinion. That was a Capcom story for you. Michael, I've been playing a relatively new video game. I finished last week Mixtape.
I know we're discussing a movie on this podcast, but you're bringing up just like an interactive movie.
I will fight you. Listen, so we want to talk about both the game and the discourse around Mixtape.
If you want to skip ahead because you're tired of the discourse, I do not blame you.
I mean, listen.
I'm also tired of the discourse on this.
Yes. I have just fully... I don't want to like delve too deep into the discourse. The only thing I will say is walking sims, I guess is what you would call this game, have existed for like 15 years at this point. There's a ton of great ones, like The First Life is Strange, Firewatch.
Firewatch is so good.
Firewatch is amazing. Gone Home is amazing. What
Remains of Edith Finch is a
What
big
Remains
one.
of Edith Finch is a good one.
You know a really good one? The Beginner's Guide.
I haven't played that one.
I love The Beginner's Guide.
But like what we just listed off are wonderful video games. Some of which you can finish in one sitting. I finished Firewatch in one sitting. Going Home is like an hour game at most. Mixtape is about a 3-hour game. I think my playthrough was a little bit longer because I'd spent a lot of time like hey, guess what? There is a lot of gameplay in this thing. It's mostly feels like mini games, but it's like there is gameplay in this. This is not an interactive movie. This thing's great. I loved it. I think the characters are damn charming. Art design wise, it's like amazing. I totally get. There's been like the discourse that I have enjoyed around this video game is the concept that this game, while very like important to you if you grew up in a certain time period or a certain environment, you can relate to it in like a very personal way. I also have enjoyed hearing people talk about how, hey, this is not everybody's childhood or growing up experience. So therefore, not everybody relates to it in that same hard-hitting way that other people do. Like there was a conversation by a guy on a TikTok that I enjoy his takes. I believe he's the Mindful Gamer is his TikTok handle.
Yeah.
just talking about how this is not my experience of youth, so I don't have this like instant recognition of this like experience. But he also still recognizes that you can approach it from a more outsider's perspective and still enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this thing is great. I really enjoyed it. We talked about price because it's free on Game Pass. I mean, if you got Game Pass, I think it's a no-brainer to give it a shot.
3 out, like worst case, you put an hour in and go, it's not for me.
I mean, you will kind of know the game is broken up into like several locations. I would say if you complete the first bedroom of the main characters, you visit each one of their houses, and the game is not clicking with you, then the game probably won't click with you, and that's okay. But like also purchasing the game, it's a $17 game, I believe you said.
Yeah,
dude, $17 for a 3-hour good experience, I would say it's completely fair. I would not feel ripped off for $17.
plus it'll be on sale at some point.
Yeah, dude.
That's when I wanted to pick it up because I decided like 4 or 5 hours. Then I heard some stuff around like 3, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for a sale on this.
I also am a major like I love music. I grew up playing music and being around music scenes and this, that, and the other. This is not a lot of the artists and stuff that are like in this game are not artists from the scenes that I grew up in, but the use of music and how music can be used as not just a soundtrack, but also like the driving force of the story. And also I found it, I did not relate necessarily to some of the characters from like the way they grew up, like the growing up experience.
Yeah.
But I did relate to the main character a lot for like how music is kind of a coping mechanism for her. And so
and relating specific moments in her life to the music is what I've seen. Like, also, this is for this. Like, one thing I really liked was sort of the framing of this next moment is going to be paired with this song, and let me tell you why before we get into it.
Yeah,
I like that stuff. Like a curated like playlist for this game is like a really cool.
And some of the pours are like not just like necessarily album pours and like deep cuts from different bands. Some of them are like soundtracks from like films and stuff that are paired to certain moments.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like it's a love letter to music in general, not necessarily just the experience of musician like as a traditional sense. So like there was moments in which like the Smashing Pumpkins are played, but then there's also moments in which moments are tied to a specific like musical score from a film. So really is a love letter to music in general.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that. All that's great.
I saw The Cure, isn't it? Which Cure song is it?
Oh, damn. If you wouldn't have asked me.
Is it just...
I'm not a Cure guy.
Is it Just Like Heaven? Or is it...
It's not Just Like Heaven.
There
was no...
Friday I'm in Love?
No. It's a deeper cut. I will say this. Something I do appreciate. No obvious cuts on any of these bands.
Okay.
So, like, even the... Like there was no like we're going to go with the hits here. There's a lot of like digging into the more deeper catalog. I really appreciated that a lot. There was like one or two I think very mainstream hit songs that were played throughout it, but the character even kind of comments on it. I think that
Plain Song, that's a good
yeah not like a top 3 on the. So when you think
it's not love song, it's not Boys Don't Cry. It's like one layer deeper than that.
You know how on like Spotify when you click on an artist, there's like the list of like the top played songs. It would be like you would have to click show more to get to that one.
Got it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of that. I think this thing's great, man. It's do not let the twiddle discourse kick you off of this thing. It's very good, and it's so fun.
And it's absolutely okay to not vibe with something as long as your criticisms are coming from a good space with a good faith. I feel like walking simulators have the biggest like trench in the middle between loving it and hating it because the gameplay is so limited in this. You are either going to vibe with it or you're going to be bored to tears. There's no like middle ground when it comes to these like walking, these like story focused adventure light games.
Well, I think
narrative driven.
And I think one of the things that has made the people who are going into it with a bad faith argument.
Is this a real game or not? Is the most boring take. Who cares if it's a game or not? It is a piece of media that you engage with, would be like a book or a movie or like music. Some is more analog.
Yes.
In any of these mediums, some is more interactive than others. Games has more interactive than something like a movie does, for sure. But it's all art. At the end of the day, who cares how much you have to interact with it as long as you're enjoying it.
Preach. It's the argument about if a child is reading a comic book, should that be looked down upon or should it be promoted because it's still reading? It's still art. You're still engaging your brain. Your brain is reading words and putting them together with the pictures on the page. And so I have this real hard irritation that people who limit what video games can and can't be. And I think also what has fed into some of this is one of the more, it makes 150% context in the moment of the game. But one of the more weird, easy to point at and laugh minigame kind of sections in there is the first one you encounter. So if you were to go into this game to try to find a reason to take go into it and be look how lame and stupid this is, the very first one is a little bit jarring, and they will use that as the basis of their entire argument. And if someone says, I stopped here, they made it about 10 minutes into the game. So they did not even give it a true shot. And so I feel like the discourse around this is incredibly stupid. I think the game is wonderful. Do I think it's
and it seems to be swinging back and forth between it's not a real video game, and then it goes, well, you're not a real video game player. And it's just let's just calm.
We are
down.
We are devolving quickly into this what is a video game player and what isn't.
The ball and gun gamer arguments and everything,
yes.
Which was funny at first, and then apparently took I saw one person, I haven't seen it since, says that's apparently taking a more a different connotation now.
No,
I don't know for certain.
Somebody claimed that it was being used as an excuse to be racist, and I have not seen that comment. But I also don't put it past people to try to find reasons to be shitty. So but I think we're in this weird spot right now where people are all of a sudden having these conversations that I haven't seen in a very long time, where they're well, you're not a video gamer. And I'm dude, the bulk of people in the world right now engage in games in some way. Is my mother a video gamer because she plays Temple Run on her phone, or my dad plays Tetris on his phone? Or is video games just a piece of art that you can interact with, and different people interact with them at different levels? We all enjoy movies, but not everybody is a cinemaphile, right? You have a film degree. You have more knowledge about film than I do. And this maybe we're talking about Mortal Kombat II, so but I feel really weird that we've reached this point all of a sudden now where we're you're not a real gamer, shut up. And it's what are we doing, man?
Man, I get it. You want to attack. I'm guilty of this. I am guilty in stepping in to attack bad faith criticism and then realizing that I'm part of the problem. Now I'm stepping in comments because there's more bad faith criticism going. This game is funded by a billionaire because Annapurna is a publisher of the game. I'm that's publisher. That's not developer. That's an entirely
nobody understands what publishers and developers are.
So are we gonna attack what's the Unraveled now?
Yeah, because that was the same situation.
The cute Yarny game because it was funded by EA. I mean, what are we doing?
Listen,
what are we doing? Genuinely,
and I'm guilty of it too. There was the mockery of because IGN gave this a 10. People are IGN gave
it all comes back to Crimson Desert, doesn't it?
Yeah, Crimson Desert a 6, but they gave this a 10. I'm guilty of it too, but we gotta stop this. I'm just as, because this is getting ridiculous. it's also getting into this weird spot right now. Listen, not everybody's take is going to be something you agree with. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just kind of nod your head and be like, and go on. Like, Game Awards come around every year. All right? And me and you enjoy watching the Game Awards for the trailers and stuff. And we also enjoy see who wins. Those games that win sometimes at the Game Awards are not my kind of game. But I get why it won. You know? And then there's always the guy who's yelling about why Call of Duty didn't win Best Game of the Year or whatever, because that's what he plays. He plays Call of Duty and plays 2K. Like, he's the stereotype that people are making fun of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't, but you can just be like, that's not realistic, and just leave it be. Like, no one is going to the Oscars and being like, if someone yells why insert Marvel movie didn't win Film of the Year this year, no one's taking that take seriously enough to even engage with it. Why are we? Like, why are we engaging with takes that we know are not valid? Like, sometimes the answer is that person just has a crazy take, and you don't have to engage with it. And I think video games are becoming so driven by, like, influencer culture when it comes to games, and all things, but especially when it comes to games. Well, like, we're taking some of these people that we know don't have, well thought out autistic takes, and we're saying, well, they'll put Shroud says that single player games suck and only multiplayer games should exist. Where Shroud also makes all of his money streaming multiplayer games, and that's probably why he's trying to push them. Also, why do we care if Shroud is the one who makes the decision on the Game Awards? Like, just sometimes you can just be like, that's a bad take, and don't make it a fucking thing.
Maybe we do need Grand Theft Auto 6. Maybe we do need just a universally, like, great game that all of us, the Madden players, the Call of Duty players, the multiplayer players, the single player players, can all just get into, all, like, unite behind. Like, here's Rockstar made another game. It's one of the highest rated games ever, because it always is. Like, maybe we need that. Maybe Grand Theft Auto 6 will just calm everyone down.
It's not a bad idea.
We got our game. Everyone's got a game they can play now. We can cool off a little bit.
Because it's like a unified force of, we all agree this is a good video game, if that's what it is.
There hasn't been like a unanimously, like, great thing. Like, even Clear Obscure, which got really high scores, has its, like, detractors and everything.
Well, I think that there'll probably be, to be honest with you, I think there would be the reverse. Then it'll become the hip thing to hate on, like, that game because it's not, it'll become because a lot of people are just using this as engagement bait. Like, one thing I am proud about, me and you, like, me in particular, I do fuck around with the audience from time to time and say inflammatory things, but I stand by what I say. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're not posting headlines. Would we do better numbers if on TikTok every clip was like, your favorite thing sucks? Like, if we did 5 TikToks about how I think Crimson Desert looks boring, would we probably do better numbers? Yes. But also, what am I doing? I'm not saying anything of merit to the ward. I'm not doing anything that's making me actually, like, be able to engage in legitimate conversation. So, like, we got to just ignore these people. Ignore the bad takes, because if not, they're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger because you're watching them just to hate them. And this is a problem societal wide, but, like, in video games, it's just like, guys, sometimes the answer is don't respond. Don't do the TikTok responses of, like, look at this bad take. Just ignore these people. Some people are stupid. That's okay. They have a right to be stupid. Just ignore them. Ignore them, please. And, like, in closing, because this conversation is linked to the mixtape stuff, and I know that we are kind of also violating that same philosophy by saying ignore them. Mm-hmm. But I think that in some ways we need to start having conversations like, hey, not everybody's take is something you need to engage with. If you try to find the positive, try to find the people that you enjoy listening to and having video game conversations with.
I follow a lot of people I don't agree with takes on video games because I'm like, hey, I respect your opinion. I'm gonna follow you.
Those people who I follow who will occasionally drop what I view as a bad take, and I will listen to them as long as the take is like genuine, as long as they are coming to it from like, I don't like this game and I think this is the reason why. I will listen to them, and because I have the ability to think for myself, I will go, okay, Doom, the Dark Ages. When Doom the Dark Ages came out, I am like a Doom the Dark Ages stan. I think that game is great. There was a lot of people who were like super in the Doom Eternal camp, who when Doom the Dark Ages came out, had a lot of criticism about it. They felt like it was a downgrade. A lot of their takes are valid. Like, oh, hey, the glory kill system is not as robust and this, that, and the other. Well, hey, yeah, that's completely valid. I don't think it's a big deal, but I'll still listen to your take because you're engaging with it on like an actual intellectual, level. If you're just somebody who's like, this is stupid, this is garbage slop, like that's not you're not bringing any points to this. You're just pointing at something and be like, this is dumb. And like, oh, that's the stuff where it's like, hey man, we gotta just don't give these people any time of day.
Yeah.
Bad takes have existed since the dawn of time. Just stop giving them any fucking,
Engage with those who come at things with good faith. Ignore bad faith arguments.
I am totally okay with it. Like I said, I have enjoyed some of the discussions around Mixtape from people, especially people who are voices from a different background than me, being able to say, hey, there's a reason why I might not engage with this in the same way you do. That's like has been eye-opening to me, because when I went into this game, I was kind of hesitant, and then I really like fell in love with it, and then I started following some of the people I follow who are from different backgrounds than me, and they're like, hey, this doesn't connect with me because this is my background, this is my experience. And also it made me kind of be like, hey, okay, this connects with me because it connects a lot with how I grew up. But also it's like, oh, this is why, and this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and a lot of these people have been talking about, this is why you need more variety in your stories and your type of games and your protagonists and this, that, and the other, so people can see different points of view and have different things that they connect to. Mm-hmm. Those are valid conversations to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the point at something and be like, this is stupid conversation. We just need to just cut these people out. Don't listen to these fucking people. But in closing, play Mixtape, give it a shot. I think it's great. If it's on Game Pass, you have nothing to lose. If for $17, really not that bad. $17 won't buy you hardly anything anymore. So, $17, not a bad deal, actually.
Might as well have a good 4 hours in a video game.
Yeah, 4 hours of a video game for $17, actually shockingly a good deal. Just, don't drive to the McDonald's today and save the $17 worth of gas. Michael, let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Mortal Kombat 2, the movie.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Michael, this movie, I think I described it when we were leaving the theater, that if you would have put a VHS filter over this movie, I would perfectly accept that this movie was from the year 1997.
Pretty much. If this movie came out, I said upon leaving the theater too, that if this movie came out when I was like 14 years old, when I was playing Mortal Kombat Armageddon on the Wii, I'd have been like, that was the greatest movie ever. I don't know what you're talking about. That movie was amazing.
I think this movie is
I'm glad I had time to sit with it for a few days to like really, because I was very high walking out of the theater on this movie. I was very high coming out.
I feel like I went down a little bit.
I'm a little bit like, I wouldn't say like down, like deflated. I'm more like reasonable now.
Yes.
Like it's like the bones of this film, I think, is where it has a lot of its flaws. When you have to figure out like the structure of this movie. However, as a Mortal Kombat experience, I think this is the best they've had outside of the games. I think this might be my favorite video game movie, not adaptation, because there's some better ones in like the TV space with I think The Last of Us and Castlevania especially.
Fallout 2.
Oh, Fallout's
I
good
really
too,
do.
yeah.
Fallout the Fallout show is so great.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think TV separately, yes. But
Yeah.
from a film point of view, I probably will ride with you on this. Yeah,
I haven't seen Sonic 3, which I know is probably tailor made for me, but
sure.
I know. I really like Sonic 2, but yeah, they knew their problems that they had from the first movie, and had a mission statement of we're gonna fix all of those. So from like looking from like the outside looking in, this is an incredible Mortal Kombat movie, incredible Mortal Kombat experience. This is a really good martial arts film. If you take the Mortal Kombat aspects out, you have here like a really solid, like Bruce Lee-esque action movie.
I think, and this sounds bad, and it's going to sound bad until maybe people hear me out. I think this movie, it's fan, not fan fiction.
Fan service?
Yeah, but I was trying to look for a different. Yes, it's fan service. It knows what its biggest appeal is, right? The big appeal is the fights. And like they
with cool looking characters.
Yeah, they speed run to it. Like I was even when we were sitting there watching it, I was like, boy, we are just like breezing past any setup in this movie. Like Johnny Cage comes onto the scene.
We have a very strong opening 5 minets of this movie.
No, the opening moments are great, but I'm talking about post the katana origin story stuff at the beginning is great. But once we get to the the Johnny Cage stuff is rushed. Like Johnny Cage is just like, and Johnny Cage is now a part of this too. All of that stuff is rushed. I think the katana stuff, because we have a dual protagonist kind of situation going on in this movie. Katana is the primary main focus, and then Johnny Cage is kind of like our outsider perspective to kind of help get you on board with what's happening.
Replacing the previous audience surrogate from the first movie, who Cole Young is still in this movie, but he's pushed way to the side
to the point
in
that,
favor of Johnny Cage.
So I did not go back, because you went back and listened to our review before the movie. I went and listened to it after the movie. I forgot that he was even but like, I think having actual characters from the game be the primary focus is great. I think from an actor point of view, everybody is kind of given some ridiculous characters to have to betray, but like they do a wonderful job. No one is cringy.
Yeah, they give it their all. They come at this with a sort of like reverence for these characters in a way that you can tell, like the writing loves these characters. The direction, the way it's shot, loves how these characters look on screen. The actors love playing these characters. And when you have all that, you can't. That's why I'm saying, like, the outside of this movie is great. Everything you look at, go, that's Mortal Kombat, that's great. Where there is some, like, structural issues, like having to rush to the tournament. The downside of this being a sequel is we cannot retread what we've done in the first movie. We do have new protagonists who are just thrown into this situation. We have one protagonist thrown into this situation. We have another one with Katana who's brought into this and is she lived in this world for a long time and she knows exactly what's going on. I would make
the argument that my bulk of my complaints around like the structure of this movie, none of them involve Katana. Katana is pretty much explained very well in the opening sequence.
I got to see Adenia in a movie.
Yeah.
I got to see King Jared throw down in a movie.
And like have a good opening fight scene. Like that fight scene is a good solid opening fight scene with him. I think the only like structural issues I have is the Johnny Cage stuff just being super rushed.
The first act.
Yeah. And I feel like the Earth Realm like assembly of their heroes was just kind of like all happened off screen in between the two movies.
Well, because that was the end of the first movie was we're going to the tournament. The entire first movie was making the team.
But we didn't get, like, Johnny Cage didn't have, like, any, like, interactions with each of those characters to really, like, help him until he was just kind of, I think the Johnny Cage stuff setup is what really kind of was not great for me. And I feel like that's, like, the main structural thing. Also, the Jade stuff. I feel like Jade could have been handled better if there was, like, one conversation between her and Katana that could have maybe made her story arc a little bit more clear.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, I have such a hard time bitching about this because I am there to see the fights, and the fights all deliver. Like, the fights are legitimately really good. The fatalities are, like... fatalities now in Mortal Kombat are so over the top that I was like, how are you going to do some of these? And each one that they do all look great and all look cool.
I don't think there's a bad fight in this movie. There's nothing that, like, sticks out as, like, the down fight. Because I was thinking of... I had a friend who saw it who's not really into Mortal Kombat, and she was talking about, like, oh, I loved, like, the Baraka Johnny Cage fight. I was like, I was like, oh yeah, I love that fight. That might be my favorite. Then I was like, oh no, the fight with Kung Lao and Liu Kang and the portals might be up there. Also, there's a fight with Noob Saibot in this movie, which is very cool. The Jade Jax fight was a lot of fun.
The Kung Lao fight is pretty damn good.
Oh my god, that fight.
Like,
that is just a fight from the games. Literally, most of that is shot on, like, a plain, flat,
also
2D plane almost, because it looks like the games, but also that is how you shoot really good, compelling kung fu action movie stuff, where you can see the cameras pulled back and you can see all the choreography.
That's something I want to also compliment. Having set with this, because we watched this on Monday, and now it's Friday when we're recording. Dude, they didn't fall into the Marvel thing. Or the bad action movie tendencies of making the camera so close you can't see the fight.
Mm-hmm.
The camera is pulled back in a perfect spot where everything is clear. You can see what the fighting is going on. You can see the moves. And I think that, like, I didn't realize how refreshing that is until watching it. Where I was like, yeah, dude, it's really nice to actually be able to follow the fight in a very clear manner.
Because that's why you're here.
Because that's why I'm here to see. Yeah, you would think so. But, like, how many times have you watched an action movie in the past 10 years and the fighting is just, like, so up close and fast cuts you can't actually follow what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the fight choreography is great. Like, dude, some of the moments in this movie are...
This is
like,
that's
like,
exactly
it's a movie of moments.
This is a movie of moments less so than a movie. Because this movie doesn't have a first act. You get like an introduction, you get pushed, and then we're in the tournament for the rest of like the 85 to 90% of this movie. We get a final third act showdown, and then we barely have a conclusion. The beginning and the end of this movie is where everything gets wobbly. That middle, like 80% of this movie is where all the good stuff lives. Once the tournament gets started, I'm riding high for the entirety of this thing up until the last... My real problem is the last 5 minutes of this movie.
Because it's just set up for the next one.
It's set up for the next one. It doesn't really have a conclusion, and this is where my biggest flaw of the thing comes in. This tournament is so isolated from the stakes going on. This is the fate of the world. We barely see the world. We barely see both. We see more of the people of Edenia than we do of the people of Earthrealm. This is a world that is one fight away from losing everything and being under control, and we do not see that
it's
at
like
all.
Even closer, because like Katana switches side. Spoiler.
This is a spoiler cast for
yeah. So like Katana switches sides at the end. So like Earthrealm loses, and Katana saves. But like this wasn't even about Edenia. It was about Earth, and like we never got to see Earth. Like we saw a couple of scenes with Johnny Cage walking around in a bar in a Comic-Con in a parking garage, and then we got to see a little bit of Raiden's temple.
We get a bar
at Raiden's temple, and then
that's all of Earth.
That's all Earthrealm.
A bar, a Comic-Con, and a temple.
And so like I feel like that stuff, I think first act could have been a lot stronger. Because you do have some really good actors in this fucking movie that they could have done a little bit better on the first act. but I really like. I have such a hard time because I think from like a film point of view, there's so many faults in this movie. But dude, at the same time, boy, is it so fun! Like it's such a fun experience. I think I'm torn on it because like I think if you don't have a deep love of Mortal Kombat, you might not get as much out of it. But then again, it's hard.
I've talked to people who are not big Mortal Kombat fans. Like they played the games, but they're not like into the lore as much as I am. Who loved like loves the lore of these games and everything, and they have a good time because at the end of the day, this movie is fun. It knows exactly what it is. It doesn't try to over deliver. Is this the best possible Mortal Kombat movie it could have been? No. Again, there's problems that I think could have been made this like an all-timer, like one of the great martial arts action movies. It's not that. It's a really great video game movie. It's one of the best video game movies. At the end of the day, that's all it needs to be. But
I mean,
let's talk about some of like the character portrayals. What did you think about Johnny Cage in this movie?
I think Johnny Cage is at first I wasn't a super fan of him. I thought he was a little bit he was jumping. You know how like in like Mortal Kombat X and like Johnny Cage is older.
Yeah,
I felt like we jumped to like the old because we have an older actor portraying him. We jumped to like older Johnny Cage instead of getting to actually see like young cocky Johnny Cage.
It's what Johnny Cage would have been if he was the age of Mortal Kombat X, but none of the other Mortal Kombat stuff had happened to him.
Yeah. I think so. That was a little bit weird, but I think all in all, by the end of that movie, he was one of my favorite characters. They did a great job of like making him slapsticky, but without it being like over the top and stupid. He wasn't making like dumb like faces constantly, and like he wasn't a cartoon character. He was just the out of touch. He's out of his element, dude. They leaned more heavily into him being out of his element. And less off of him being like, oh, whoa.
And that leads to like the most fun parts of the movie where he is like the fight with Baraka.
Oh, that's great.
And Outworld, where he's like running away at first and like thinking that, the kid's going to be on my side. And the kid immediately sell him out to Baraka, who throws him from one hut into another hut.
The Baraka stuff, really good.
Really
like,
good.
They took a character that's genuinely been like just like I'm a monster, and they made him pretty fun. But his role in this movie allowed him to be a little bit less serious because he's kind of like he's just kind of like a MacGuffin to get them inside of where they needed to be. No, all in all, I thought Johnny Cage pretty great.
Katana
was good.
Katana's really good. We get a little bit of Scorpion in this movie.
We get a little bit of Scorpion. I think Scorpion was one of my favorite parts of the first movie.
Yeah.
But here he's kind of like just we need a badass guide to get a thing, so we go get Scorpion. You have to have Scorpion in the movie because he's him and Sub-Zero. We get Noob Saibot in this movie.
Yeah, we do.
And he's a legitimately good version of that character. And like my favorite thing is people are annoyed to fight him like I am anytime I have to fight him in the games. I mean,
the fact that he just keeps making copies of himself.
There's one of our favorite scenes that we talked about in the parking lot after this was there was a sequence in which Scorpion hits both versions, both like parts of him, like both copies with his chains and slams them back together.
And the way they like morph back together, it's like a blob. It's like a blob of a person forming into one while spinning and then doing a cool landing. Oh my god.
It was really good.
That was awesome.
It was really good. What's some other ones that let's go through and hit
Kano was a highlight from the first movie. Who they killed off, and I was like, well, this is gonna be. I avoid like trailers. I didn't know Kano was coming back.
Yeah,
so that was a nice surprise.
I didn't know he was coming back either, and like that fight scene he has is great.
The fact that like they brush it off as like, even in the world of movies, like we didn't really have to bring him back. Turns out he had the thing in his pocket the whole time.
My favorite thing is also that like when they bring other people back, they're revenants.
Mm-hmm.
But they just like he didn't really have much of a soul in the first place, so like he gets to come back normal. He was great in the first movie. He he probably stole the show in the first movie a lot. So like you have to bring him back, and I was not mad about it. Like I was like, oh, he's actually really fun. He's consistently a great version of this character.
My main worry was having him and Johnny Cage together would be too much. Their scenes together are very brief, but they're very funny.
You know what?
Like their back and forth together is so fun because Johnny Cage knows to bring it down whenever Kano's on screen. He was like, I may be a goofy cartoon character, but this guy's the worst.
I think that's the advantage of having an older, a little bit more mature Johnny Cage. Because if you had a younger Johnny Cage that is all kind of more wacky beside him, it would be too much. But having Johnny Cage still be a little bit more tempered makes it a good little buddy situation. Because they have like a little buddy comedy moments. Because they're the ones who go get Scorpion.
In the third act of this film, it's just oh man, I love
Kano
those
and
bits.
Johnny Cage.
Kano, Johnny Cage walking through hell with Scorpion. Their interpretation of the Netherrealm was really cool.
Good.
The fight arena just looked like the volcano room in Resident Evil 4.
Sonya still good. It's a good version of Sonya. She doesn't get much to do in this other than just be like a badass, but I think she plays that role pretty well.
I like Jax doing the same thing.
Jax is, they got a lot more play in the first movie, so they kind of got to.
They're there for the action scenes.
Yeah.
They don't need to be established as doing things.
You get to see cool moments with them. You get to see them use their different fight moves. Jax is, slamming his fist together to knock people back and stuff. And Sonya's got the laser shots and stuff.
Jade's doing the cool staff moves.
Jade is one conversation with Katana for her story arc to make a lot of sense. Because my biggest issue is Jade makes a face turn after betraying Katana. And, I feel like there was never really... There needed to be one more conversation with those two to, really make that face turn make sense. Instead, we get just the moment in which she, cracks her staff and, reveals it to be just, the full energy staff kind of thing. And I'm like, I get what they were going with, but I think I would have wanted, a more of a, hey... Have a small conversation with her and Katana just to kind of, seal the deal and make that face turn make more sense.
It does feel come out of nowhere. Katana's feels earned. Jade's doesn't necessarily. Not to say anything bad about the actress who plays Jade. She is great. She has a presence. I am more excited now for Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet.
Yeah, because she's in
the star of that. I was like, it kept bugging me. I was like, where have I seen her? I don't remember a movie with her. Where have I seen her? And I'm like, oh, it's the Intergalactic trailer. And I was like, that she's basically a video game character in that movie. So from great facial expressions, just a great presence. Good
action sequence with her and Jax.
That was
fight
a lot
was
of fun.
Super cool. No one didn't go all out for the fight sequences in this movie.
Even Cole Young has a great fight sequence in this movie.
Yeah, legitimately a good fight sequence.
Sort of the joke of the first movie goes toe to toe with Shao Kahn and would have beat Shao Kahn if not for shenanigans. I think that was a respectful way to send off that character. Acknowledge we put all in on this guy, didn't pay off, but we're gonna send him off in an earned way.
When you brought up the fact after we were talking about it, because he's the chosen one character, but he's also the one who has to die quickest because someone in Earthrealm needs to die in the initial wave of fights, right? And we kind of knew it was gonna be him. I feel like you are right. They give him something. So in wrestling, the best way to beat your top babyface is to give him a visual pin, right? So this was an old wrestling thing. So if the top babyface is going to lose the belt, what'll happen is the ref will get knocked out by the heel in some shenanigans. The babyface will beat down the heel, pin him. 1, 2, 3, but the ref's not there to count it because he got knocked out. Mm-hmm. And so then the babyface goes over there, he helps up the ref, and then the heel cheats and beats the babyface and wins the title.
It's the oldest trick in the book of wrestling.
Because what it does is it shows that the babyface is, when given a fair fight, the babyface will win. The good guy will win the fight. This is kind of that here. Well, he would have won the fight if it wasn't for the fact that he was being cheated on. He was getting cheated.
Yeah.
So he gets cheated, and that's how he loses. So it lets him lose in a way that doesn't ruin the character, basically.
Mm-hmm. It's not a character assassination.
Yeah.
Of Cole Young here. Like, they could have thrown him to Baraka and had Baraka kill him.
Which would have been really shitty. Instead here, he got a cool moment. He won the fight, in parentheses, and then
it's a his fatality is a fatality from the games twofold, because Shao Kahn knocks his head off, and then he gets thrown into the acid pool and just turns into like a floating skeleton.
Yeah.
That's great.
Shao Kahn, legitimately a very good portrayal of Shao Kahn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this dude has a great presence as a big dude, right? Because I think he's like 6'7" or 6'8" in real life. Like, I saw an interview with him recently.
How tall is he?
Like, no. He is. I'm going with 6'8". I'm not playing your games. But like, he still is. He doesn't fall into like what generic bad guy action movie guy who's a big dude is. They still show him as fairly athletic and mobile for a guy who's that big. So the fight scenes with him are not him just like getting punched in the chest and not moving. Like, he's still kind of, is still athletic and still a threat. And like, my favorite thing is, if you watch in most of the fights that he has, he gets beat like almost straight up, and he wins them by like cunning or by cheating.
Yeah, which is Shao Kahn.
Yeah, which is Shao Kahn.
Because talk about most accurate game to screen betrayal. Because every time he did anything, I got mad. He did that shoulder charge, I got mad. He threw his hammer, I got mad. He just starts tanking hits and then just smacking you around, I get mad. Every time that dude did anything on screen, I'm like, you did that to me before and I hate you for it.
I really liked him as a villain. I think he was a cool portrayal of that character.
He wasn't any more than he needed to be.
No.
All Shao Kahn is a big dude who like cheats and fights, and that's what he was in this movie.
And it's just evil. Like, there's no justification for Shao Kahn.
It's pro wrestling. He's just the monster heel.
Yeah. I mean, dude, who else here? Raiden doesn't do much of anything in this movie. Primarily because
accurate for Raiden a lot of ways. Like, Raiden can be a dick at times, but he can also be the most helpful person in the world at times.
Yeah,
I like Raiden a lot in the games. I thought the actor does a really good job of playing annoyed.
Yes,
very well. Like, the look on his face is like we're all screwed, which is totally a Raiden thing. But also can have immediately switch it up to like the warm, wise, sort of like the gentle master role.
Yeah,
it's a great casting for Raiden. Just anytime he says something that's annoyed is the funniest thing.
Yeah. But like his opening like conversations with Johnny Cage and stuff, where you could just, or anytime he has to deal with Kano. Anytime he has to deal with Kano, it's just like, God, this idiot.
I like Liu Kang a lot.
Liu Kang he's a legitimate.
They just found Liu Kang around.
Yeah, they just
like,
found
hey, that's
Liu Kang.
Just throw him in.
I would say also, I believe from the setup here in this movie, I imagine he's going to be a major part of the third movie. If this gets a third movie, which I hope it does, because the conversation he has is very much at his moment is kind of his death, I guess, is like, hey, this wasn't about me. I wasn't the hero of this one. I've got something bigger to go play. I'll see you in part 3.
I need to go find my friends, so I'm letting you kill me so I can go to hell to save them.
I'm going to hell to go save everybody, which is kind of
that's Liu Kang's thing. Yeah, he's been to hell before.
Yeah. I think we
get zombie Liu Kang in the next movie. That would be great.
That'd be cool. We get zombie. So we'll have zombie Jax, zombie Liu Kang, zombie.
Sindel. Talk about someone I get.
Oh, because she got brought back already.
Yeah, she did dirty in this with her fight. Well, okay.
She does and she doesn't. I mean, it's a good
great fight. Yeah, but
I think she's usually played as a little bit more of a threat. than she was here, because she is the
In Mortal Kombat 9, she literally shows up and kills everyone.
Also, I was thinking about this. I think Mortal Kombat 9 is my favorite Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
I like Mortal Kombat 9.
That story mode is like the right kind of... The best Mortal Kombat movie is Mortal Kombat 9 story mode.
Yeah, I like Mortal Kombat 9 a lot. It's pretty damn
10's
good.
Great. I like 11 a lot. I need to play 1. But yeah,
I didn't enjoy Mortal Kombat 1's mechanics. I don't like the assist mechanic because that's not Mortal Kombat for me. This coming from a guy who loves Marvel vs. Capcom, so I like assisting games, but it's not Mortal Kombat for me, and so I never liked the assist mechanic.
X played awesome. There wasn't a whole lot of the single player aspects to it. The online towers did not really get fully fleshed out until Mortal Kombat 11 because you had the rewards for completing the rotating towers in Mortal Kombat 11. I love Mortal Kombat 11.
No, Mortal Kombat 11 is amazing.
Yeah, I love that game because I jumped in after all the updates. The ultimate version with all the characters, that's when I jumped in.
You get all the bonus characters and stuff. You get
when they sped up the game from after they slowed it down. So when I played 11, I'm like, this game is great. You're all wrong. What are you talking about?
Still plenty of cool characters you can have in the next movie that haven't been in here yet. So dude, I really
want to see. I really want, since we're done with Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Shao Kahn's gone.
Shang Tsung is a big question mark here because he's kind of pulling the strings all along, and we do have Quan Chi. I'm hoping the next movie goes Deadly Alliance on us with a Quan Chi Shang Tsung thing.
I didn't see, because I didn't watch the trailers at all. Quan Chi was not something I anticipated having in this movie. And he's basically just kind of a little MacGuffin to kind of,
he's the slimy sidekick. Yeah. But him and you can tell from this movie that Quan Chi and Shang Tsung were both aligning to Shao Kahn as a matter of convenience. So now that the Master's in, there's a power vacuum.
It could be really cool to have almost a little civil war between the two of them. Now Quan Chi is
I don't know. I want him to team up and do that head to head. What I want more than anything in the world is I want that recreation of the opening of Mortal Kombat Deception with Quan Chi and Shang Tsung throwing down with Raiden in front of the Dragon King's army. That is my favorite opening cutscene to a video game ever. It's one I never... You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That fight scene is one I never skip. That full 5-minute opening, whenever I load up Deception, even when I'm not playing Deception, sometimes I just load it up and go, look at this opening cutscene. This is the best thing Mortal Kombat has ever done. I want that in a movie. So the fact that we have Quan Chi and Shang Tsung running around, and Raiden now has a reason to go and want pseudo revenge on Shang Tsung. We could just do that.
Yeah, because Shang Tsung was the one who took him off the table.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that we would have there's some unfinished business here because Quan Chi they're using Quan Chi to go try to bring people back.
So Quan Chi has Shinnok's amulet, so we're gonna go. I can see the plot being Quan Chi and Shang Tsung trying to bring back Shinnok. So we got a Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance mixed with a Mortal Kombat 4 thing. We also have the Revenant. So Quan Chi has his army of combatants for the next movie.
Because then we can have cool, we get to bring people back that were killed, and B, we also get to kind of, because obviously the Liu Kang stuff has to be figured out because he's just basically says it blatantly that I've got other things more important to do in the sequel.
That's how this movie ends. Is and that was fun. We did the tournament. All right, now we got to go save our friends.
Yeah.
That's the ending of this movie. We get a monologue about Johnny Cage being I've grown a lot as a person. You can too, children of the Takaten.
We still have some major characters that have yet to show up in this in these movies. Melina hasn't shown up yet.
I want Smoke.
Smoke would be cool.
Bad. I want Smoke so bad.
Smoke would be cool.
Specifically long-haired, Raiden-haired Smoke
Like,
from Mortal Kombat 9.
yeah.
Like,
Mortal Kombat 9 is so fucking good.
I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, goddamn. I like Mortal Kombat 9 so much.
I just love Mortal Kombat, man. This movie made me once again realize, because I love Mortal Kombat. I wasn't compelled to play MK1 just from like what everybody's been saying and everything. This movie made me go. It did its job. I looked at this movie and go, I need to play some Mortal Kombat again.
I think I might go back and play like either Mortal Kombat 11 or Mortal Kombat 9 because I will say Mortal Kombat 1 looks pretty. Mm-hmm. And I think like from a fighting game perspective, I think there's a lot of good things in it. But, and I do not play fighting games at a high level. So like
yeah,
if you are
most people don't.
I'm playing it like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 at best level. So, like, I think Mortal Kombat 1 does a lot of things for me that I enjoy. I just don't like the assist system. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, my favorite one is still 9. So I might go back and play some Mortal Kombat 9 because it's so damn good. Oh my, it's so good.
I had that game on the Vita. It was great on the Vita.
Okay, yeah. Have Mortal Kombat 9 portable is not bad. That's like the only one that I was really like trying to make sure I learned all my fatalities and this, that, and the other. Mortal Kombat 11 has that awesome system where you can put combos up on the screen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? I love that, especially in the story mode because you're jumping between different characters. Like,
I need to research if they fix Legacy Edition.
Oh yeah,
because that is all the way up to 4. That even has that even has like
we haven't had Scarlet yet either.
We have not had Scarlet.
I love Scarlet. Yet. She's like Scarlet in 11's like my favorite. Like that's my main.
God, she's so cool. She just looks so cool.
Yeah, pulling blood out and fucking stabbing people with blood spears. Oh man, that's cool. Like I don't care. I don't care who you are. Mortal Kombat is the definition of like just this shit's cool.
Anytime they introduce new characters, it's always great. Like. But with the exception of like MK4 and I guess General Raiko and never mind, I take that. I take that point back. I take that point back.
Striker and shit.
Suhao, never mind. I take that back. If Mortal Kombat always introducing new characters. Recently, anytime they introduce new characters, it's been great. Kotal Khan, awesome looking.
Yeah, cool dude.
Great. Devora, Bug Lady, looks
Devora
cool.
is legitimate. Yeah. Who's the one who's like the We Run Bartertown guys? It's the big guy with the little guy on top of him. You know which one I'm talking about?
Is it like...
It's in 10.
Tor and... No.
You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah. I just know him because... I keep calling him Master Blaster because that's what Johnny Cage calls him.
Yeah.
He goes, Master Blaster!
Johnny Cage in 9, 10, and 11 so damn good, too, man.
Best... He's my favorite.
Cassie Cage
is great.
Cassie Cage is great. For a character that I generally wouldn't like, they pulled her off in a way that she's genuinely really good.
I love all the combat kids. Like
MK10. Jack's daughter. Who's Jack's daughter? What's her name? Damn. You know who I'm talking about, though.
Jackie. I think
Jackie. Yeah, she's good. I like her.
Kung Jin is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, he's the son of Kenshi, right?
I think so. Yeah.
And I forgot his name, but the one with the bow and arrow I really liked a lot because he played like Green Arrow in Injustice.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Who's what's the sheriff dude too? There's the cowboy guy.
Aaron Black.
Aaron Black.
Aaron Black needs to be in the next movie.
Aaron Black, who is a less like we had come off of Injustice, where Deathstroke was such bullshit. I hated playing against Deathstroke. They didn't fall down that same rabbit hole because you can get around Aaron Black's gunshots a lot easier than you could the Deathstroke stuff. Because like I remember playing online against Deathstroke and they just stood in the corner shooting the machine gun at me, and it just chip damage city. Because I played like I was a Green Lantern guy in Injustice 1, and so like Aaron Black doesn't have that same issue. You can kind of get around it pretty good. Mortal Kombat, man.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in general Mortal Kombat. Pretty great. But all in all, favorite fight scene. We're in our favorite fight scene.
Ooh. If you had to twist my arm, I would probably go the portal fight scene between Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
That would be mine as well. It has the best fatality at the end. It has
like the fake out. You think Liu Kang's getting pushed, and then he grabs
and pours him through, which is such a nasty fatality. I would say, just to say something different, I actually generally like the last fight scene at the end of the movie. And
like when it's like cross cutting between
the Scorpion, Johnny Cage, Kano, Noob Saibot, Jade, in Hell, and then the Katana versus Shao Kahn fight at the end. Like, I think that fight scene is really good. And I think the Katana Shao Kahn fight scene in particular is really good. And I love the final fatality there with the fans, where she chops chops his head into like 3 different pieces.
Yeah.
She takes the helmet off and then slices through. That's pretty good.
God, the fans are so good in this movie.
Yeah, the fans are cool. Like, especially like how she like throws them out and they spin back at her. Yeah, dude, it's good. I really like that one too. So, but I think you're right. I think
it did what it needed to do, and it got me excited about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It did its job. I hope this movie does well enough for a third one.
I do too. I think it's worth getting a third movie. I think it's a good movie.
We had our like rough first outing. We had our make good of a second outing. Now that you know what you can do to make a really good Mortal Kombat movie, we can now we fixed like the outside stuff, the stuff that made us think this doesn't feel like Mortal Kombat. We fixed those. Now we just gotta fix the skeleton. The house looks good on the outside, but there's still some structural issues.
I think you're right.
Once we fix that, once we know what we need to do, I think the third Mortal Kombat movie could be really, really, really cool. I think this could have. You're gonna roll your eyes when I say it. I think we could have like a similar trajectory as like what the Sonic movies have done. Like a very rough first outing, a second outing that's like that's more like the games. There's still some rough like edges, and then I haven't seen the third one, but apparently the third one is like critically acclaimed, like the highest grossing. Yes, the highest rated video game movie of all time is an adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2, which is the most insane sentence.
But you know what?
Can concoct.
I think that there was an argument to be made here. Maybe people are kind of realizing like there was a reason why people enjoy this media. By targeting the media towards the people who like this stuff, you will get an audience. Like, I think this is as a Mortal Kombat fan watching this movie, even though I can recognize some of the problems with it, at the end of the day, I got to see the characters that I like do the moves that I like, and it was taken in a sense of seriousness.
And the characters I hate doing the moves I hate.
Yes.
Which is what you want.
But then they get their comeuppance.
Oh,
Noob,
yeah.
Noob Saibot gets fucked up and it makes me happy. Because I hate fucking Noob Saibot. Former host on this show, or co-host on this show, Nick, used to play a lot of Noob Saibot.
I bet you saw that Make-A-Wish fatality so much.
So many damn times. The one where he pulls you apart too.
Yeah, from your legs.
Yeah, I hate that one. That's the one you're talking about, yeah. I fucking hate
the fact that he like cracks his knuckles before he does it too.
Yeah, he knows he's about to fuck you up. In closing, we have 2 more video game movies coming out this year. We have the Street Fighter movie, which I have a theory will either be amazing or terrible, and there is no middle ground. Because I want to like that movie a lot. I hope it's good, but I could also see it go south very quickly. And then we have the Resident... It
depends on how serious of a story is it trying to tell.
I hope it is the most unserious, just this is the fighting tournament. I hope to be honest with you, I hope they do something kind of similar to this, where it's just like, this is a tournament, this is a sports movie. Like, it's about the tournament. And everybody is here about the tournament.
I want the first act to be 5-minute vignettes of these characters, so we know their deal. Then we see them in action, and then they got to band together to beat. They got to put their differences aside, band together, and beat M. Bison and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and then like that, it's basically like this is a sports movie with the overarching problem is M. Bison. And then Ryu at the end wins the tournament because Ryu probably has to win the tournament.
He's got to beat Akuma.
He's got to beat Akuma. M. Bison is a problem. Everybody beats down M. Bison. They come together to beat M. Bison. And then Akuma's going to win the tournament if Ryu doesn't come up. And
he does what he does in Street Fighter 2. He just comes up, beats M. Bison, throws him to the side, and goes, "I'm the real bad guy." And
yes. And then Ryu has to take him down. in the final fight, and like Ryu's been beat up by M. Bison and stuff, and then Ryu has to still find his inner power to beat down Akuma.
And at the end, he just he does his like exit from Street Fighter 6, where he just like brushes himself off. He picks up his like bag and just, like,
just walks away,
walks off in the distance, like he's gonna travel the world and like fight people.
Gotta go find more people to beat up.
Gotta love Ryu.
The visuals on that look so good. I hope it's good. I really we'll do one of these shows on Street Fighter 6.
And
Street
then,
Fighter.
In September,
that's a week. That's the first week. We got to go see Resident Evil.
I'm seeing that opening night.
I'll go with you to see it opening night.
If there's a midnight showing of that, that'd be a great. Am I too old for a midnight showing? Yes, I am. But
that movie, like, so the trailer played in front of this, obviously.
It looks so good,
dude. I don't care.
Oh my god, it looks amazing.
And it hits the Resident Evil vibe. The creepy house in the middle of nowhere that the protagonist arrives to. Having to find items. The part that keeps going through my head is the scene in which in the trailer he's reaching down to get some keys off of a dead body, and then the dead body gets poured into a dark barn. And I'm like, oh, that's a Resident Evil moment.
You gotta go to the place you don't want to go to get the key.
I need the key. The body was right here. It got pulled away.
He falls through a floor into like a worse part of the house where there's just a big dude waiting on him. Like a big, I assume, a tyrant or something.
In the sewers? That looked to be in the sewers? Yeah. There's a sewer sequence. I mean, come on. Dude, this thing looks great.
The last 10 minutes of this movie has to take place in a lab. And the last, 20 minutes of it has to be an action movie.
Yes. It has to be like a big
I have
scene.
a checklist of stuff in my head that has to be that make this a Resident Evil. Has to be a typewriter somewhere. Bonus points if someone has to use a typewriter to type out a message.
That would be okay. I would like that.
Or just a room with a typewriter in the background. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
There needs to be a typewriter.
There is a sewer in it.
There's a sewer in it.
That's check mark right there. There looks to be. What I like about it is, people will be like, this doesn't look like Resident Evil. It looks exactly like Resident Evil. What I like about it is, if you're a Resident Evil fan, you know the zombies are like the least of your problems in Resident Evil, right? And this movie from the trailer seems to be really showing off the other abominations and crazy things that are running around now.
There's a lot more in Raccoon City going on than just zombies.
Yeah, from the get-go.
Raccoon City went down not just because zombies, but because everything sort of just got bad all at once.
Well, everything got loose. So it's not just the zombies and the zombie dogs. It's also
spiders.
Spiders that are gigantic. From the beginning, from Resident Evil 1, a very good video game, despite what people on Hinge might tell me. You think about the villains in that. It's a giant snake. It's a giant spiders. There's giant sharks. Hunters. All of these things are much more problems than the zombies. The zombies are the low-level threat in the grand scheme of things. It's the other big shit that's scary. And in the trailer, we see a bunch of other weird-looking stuff. There's the door that coming out of the house where it's a bunch of limbs come out at once. That's going to be some Cronenberg monster that's going to come after him. There's the big fat tyrant guy in the sewers. That's going to be a problem.
Another one on my checklist. This movie needs a boss fight.
It needs to be at the end, and that needs to be the action sequence moment.
Yep.
Somebody needs to get a rocket launcher or a heavy machine gun or a flamethrower.
Thrown to him at a desperate last minute.
Yeah, and then blowing up something a big monster with a rocket launcher or some shit.
I want a countdown timer on the screen till something explodes. No, don't.
Or I want him getting taken out by something that is a reference to the actual, more overarching, umbrella.
He thinks he's out. He thinks he saves the day. Then all of a sudden he's gunned down by
Hunk.
Commandos.
By Hunk.
Target secure.
Target secure. And then all these people are going to have to tell me about why he's the greatest and no one ever can stop him.
Then the whole audience claps.
Somebody said something I think is very, very accurate. Hunk fandom comes from people who watched the Forced Survival gameplay footage, not actually played it. Because I'm convinced more people watched Resident Evil 2 remake than actually play it. And they take into consideration where he got through the whole thing in 10 minutes. Yeah, after Leon and Claire unlocked all the doors, and the only thing he had to do was leave. Leon and Claire was actually trying to help people. I don't know. Some hunk fan will come after me in the comments. Fuck you.
Another one, the same one.
Like, I love it. Probably is. He probably has a personal vendetta against me. Fuck you. Like I love Resident Evil, and I don't even like dislike Hunk. When I saw him in Resident Evil 9, I was like, oh shit, cool. But I wasn't like, well, he'll clearly beat Leon S. Kennedy. Fucking no. I'm not entirely sure God could beat Leon S. Kennedy at this point. Leon would just parry him. State of the save. Here, we will be back next week with The Last of Us. We're going to be playing The Last of Us Part 1.
Your copy works.
My copy works. We'll be playing up to Pittsburgh. Stop when we get to Pittsburgh. And we'll be talking about that. And we will be a couple episodes away from announcing RPG Summer. Check us out on TikTok and YouTube. Stay safe.